Hi everyone, I got kind of a special review today. I recently picked up a Sony Alpha 900. Um, I'll show it to you right here. It's a little bit smaller than I was anticipating it to be. Here it is. It's kind of tiny. I was actually expecting it to be a little bit larger than this, considering this is my Sony A700 here, and this is the A900. And being that the A900 is supposed to have a full frame image sensor, I'm kind of confused as to exactly how they fit it into such a small body. I am very impressed though that they were able to do that. Apparently it bends space and time. Uh, First, let's go over the ergonomics. It's kind of tiny. The grip isn't very big, unfortunately. Kind of in comparison with the size of my hand, it's kind of like a single finger grip, but you can kind of hold it like this. It's kind of an oddly balanced. I'm used to having sort of more to really grab onto there. It doesn't appear to have a shutter button just going over the top controls. There's not really much in the way here. It does have what appears to be a control dial, but it doesn't have any markings, and it doesn't turn either, so I'm kind of mystified by that. It doesn't appear to have a shutter button either, which I was expecting to be right here. I've seen some other pictures of this camera, and it appears that there are a lot more controls on it, so I'm kind of confused by this. On the front, we have what appears to be the AF illuminator. This, I think, is supposed to be the sync socket for studio flashes, but it's really small for that. You can see here how it is the I don't know if it'll focus on that. Let me see. Yeah, Alpha 900, and then the Alpha symbol there. It doesn't even have the Sony logo on the mirror house, or on the prism housing. So I'm kind of confused. Maybe they weren't very proud of this camera, so they decided not to put that on there. I think this is again the focus adjuster, the focus mode adjustment there. Doesn't really have any markings on it. It doesn't turn, so I don't know. I guess I don't know what focus mode it uses. And then depth of field preview, but again, it doesn't really move. It's kind of not terribly ergonomic either, because when I'm holding it, I guess you can kind of push it like that. It's kind of unusual. The back is very confusing, as it doesn't have any controls. Normally I'd be expecting a row of buttons down this side, a control here, a control wheel. There's not a control wheel on the top either. No control buttons. It doesn't even have a screen or in fact a viewfinder, which is kind of disturbing. So I've tried to use this, and I'm not really able to tell if I'm taking any pictures. So it's a little odd, quite frankly. If you can see it, you can see. I mean, just compared to the controls on the A700 here, there are a lot more buttons on this than there are on this. I mean, quite frankly, even just the screen size, it's smaller than the screen. I don't know what they were thinking. I guess it's a money grab. Although this only cost me $18.99, so I'm very impressed by the price, because I thought it was supposed to be a very expensive camera, and it even came with a lens. It came with a lens that I in fact paid $850 for. This is the Sony 70-300G SSM lens. I have the regular version of this lens, which is this, and if we just compare sizes here. This is the copy of it that I previously had, and then this is the one that came with my Alpha 900 here, and it's somehow they figured out how to cram this lens into something this tiny. You can see really that it does have the same markings here. I'm not sure how well the camera's picking that up. It has the distance scale for focus, and then your focal range, and sort of the lens markings that give you the general stats of the lens, and those are the exact same markings that the big one has. So, although it doesn't have a lens cap, and it doesn't even appear to have a front element, so I'm kind of confused by that. I hope when I am able to take a look at the pictures from this, that they are as good as the ones that come from my the big boy here. I'm gonna have a little bit of a length distance loss, because this is a full frame sensor, so it will be a true 300 instead of the 450 that the A700 gives me, because of the 1.5 crop factor. Taking off the lens, though, interestingly enough, Sony seems to have come up with a new mount here. It doesn't seem to be compatible at all with any of the current Alpha, either from Sony or Minolta lenses, which are the same. So I mean, the mount is almost as big as the camera itself. So that's kind of a disappointing thing there too, and it's kind of a confusing decision, really, why they would go with this new mount that doesn't seem to be compatible with anything. It seems to be based around the USB standard, so I'm not really sure how this works optically. It is very easy to attach and remove, although you have to kind of you have to really push to get it to connect in there, which is I guess it's kind of like twisting, but it is much easier to just push it on and pull it off. I'm not sure how well the durability is going to last with this, just pulling it off and on a lot. It does appear to be compatible with any flash device, so I have this bare naked on a stick, bare naked ladies. It fits. I don't know how well the lens quality on that is. I have a micro SD adapter here. Plugs right in. So I mean, I guess maybe it's kind of like the Sonic and Knuckles. Maybe if you plug in different USB devices, you get different lens effects. So I'm gonna have to play around with that a bit. I haven't had a chance to really shoot much with this camera. I just got it today, so hopefully I'll have an update on that later. They've also seemingly eliminated the mirror, so this isn't a true SLR. I suppose this is more like the NEX cameras. I don't know, maybe this is their first attempt at that. It's unfortunately a rubber mount. In fact, the entire camera appears to be made out of rubber. So I can imagine that the durability is probably very good with this camera. You can drop this all day long and it's not going to get damaged. You might get some minor scuffs, but you're not going to get any dents, scrapes. It's not going to affect it mechanically. There's no, like I said, there's no mirror. There's no contacts between the lens and the camera, not even USB contacts. So again, I'm not really exactly sure how this works. One of the other things with the lens too is the zoom and focus rings don't turn. So I guess it's locked at 120. I guess that's the trade-off for the size. And then looking more around the body too, since I didn't fully explore this earlier, which I probably should have, and edit it so that this is in the right order, but that's not how I roll. The side that normally you'd have the card door on, no card door, so I think the lens actually stores it. According to the site that I got this off of, it has 8 gigabytes built-in storage, which is, I think that's pretty impressive. That's very good. No need for compact flash or anything then. And then the other side, no, there's no tripod socket, which is very disappointing. I think it would probably take up most of the bottom of the camera, though. No battery door either, so again, I'm not exactly sure how this works. No sockets for anything else on that side, though, either. So no strap lugs either, which, I mean, I guess something this small, you don't really have to worry about hanging it around your neck or anything like that. As far as that goes, I think just in general, I'm kind of disappointed by what's being offered here as far as a camera. I have, however, used it as a flash drive. It's pretty cool because the lens actually doubles as a flash drive. So not only will it have the pictures that I take on the camera, I can put other pictures on there too and share them with friends and videos too, like this one with the whole world, and it works decently well for that. It's not a very fast card, especially for $19. I was expecting a little bit, a little bit faster card for that, but it's certainly a very unique and interesting flash drive, if all else fails.